Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wieland, he, him. I'm an author, game designer, and professional nerd. And tonight I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood actual play show that will be willing to sell out to a billionaire at a moment's notice. We are in our third session, our third story, I should say, of our second season of Delta Green, which is brought to you by Arc Dream Publishing. Delta Green is a modern conspiracy horror game featuring a illegal conspiracy within the United States government, made up of individuals that have come into contact with the strange beings of the Cthulhu mythos, and these people then use the resources of the government to fight those beings. Delta Green has been one of our favorite games to play here on Theater of the Mind Players, and we're very excited to get on to the next tale. So what I would like our cast to do as they introduce themselves is tell us what their name is, tell us about the character that they're playing, and to tell us what their most memorable moment from the last episode was. So let's get started with our first mind player.
Hello, I am Tawny P. Thompson, she, hers, and I am playing Dr. Ellis Mandel, also known as Agent Teaspoon, and that was a really loud car that just went by. I'm so sorry. My favorite piece of the last episode was realizing that I've been betrayed by everyone on the entire team.
That was my
no,
favorite part too.
I'm glad you started with something very light. Podcast listeners should note that
I guess except for Tony,
an excellent
because he's new.
I'm new.
an excellent WTF gesture.
Well, the thing is, Tawny, Agent Teaspoon doesn't know that.
I know. That's why it's Tawny's favorite moment. Agent Sarah.
I don't trust Teaspoon, personally.
So
I don't trust Tower
So apparently,
as Tawny or as Teaspoon.
Apparently, Tawny seems to believe, for some strange reason, that the other members of T-Cell have sold her out or made deals with some sort of opposing agency, like, I don't know, Majestic or something. But
and maybe that it was assisted by Rob.
Plot twist.
Assisted? How is it assisted by me? J'accuse.
J'accuse.
Well, but either way, I'm sure it will be fine and nothing bad will come of it. It's okay. So let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, my name is Ethan Eichset Anderson. He, him, and I am playing Philip J. Wilson, also known as Agent Tidings, of the U.S. Coast Guard. And I think my favorite moment will be that time that I used all but 2 of my willpower points in order to wither an individual.
So this is probably related to what Tawny was talking about, in that Tidings displayed a mastery of some sort of eldritch arcane knowledge to use in protection of the cell last time, and who knows where he might have gotten something like that.
The keyword is protection. And how do I get willpower points back?
Willpower points back. Generally, it takes like a couple of days. So unless I say that it's only been a few days, assume that you're at full willpower at the beginning of a session. She's like, withered everybody. Let's move on to our next mind player.
What up? My name is Tony, and I am he, him, and I am playing Andrew Graves, who is a member of the CIA. My favorite moment from last session was finally having the opportunity to put his skills to use and then failing every roll I made. So that was good.
Hey, but at least you got skill points for all those fails.
That worked out.
Something.
I leveled up a little bit.
It's like, I really appreciate that, instead of
Play
being
to
able
lose.
to be... It's all right. Everybody's a Domon sometimes. Let's put that in the merch store. Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hello, my name is Jordan Fishburne, she, her. I am playing our paramedic, Donna Rep, aka ACA Agent Trip. And my favorite moment from last episode was just completely knocking out Roy's dad, just like laying him out so he would stop being a problem.
And having at least one fleeting thought of, we should just put one between his eyes as long as we're here.
Yeah. Jordan was, Donna was more like thou shalt not kill, I guess. But like
something Hippocratic oath, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But it was that, and then very close behind betraying Tawny's trust. But that was on Jordan's behalf, not so much Donna's behalf.
And let's go to our final mind player.
Hello, I am Sarah Babe, she, they, and I play a character, Juniper Jackson Woods, and she is known as Agent Tango. My favorite, I have like 2 favorites, because Reggie and Carlos were my favorite with their 2 little pugs. That was amazing.
Yep.
Love, 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 love. And then Murder Bird.
You're referring to the ending where it seems that Senator Wells's did get a measure of punishment for his actions when a strange winged creature killed him and his wife.
Yeah, that's so crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Also connected.
To what?
How to what? How can you be sure of that?
The truth is out there.
What?
Everybody knows birds aren't real. They're spies for the government. So I don't know why we're also surprised by this.
Jordan, that's a friggin' deep cut these days, man.
Oh,
All right. So,
The birds are watching.
let's move on to our case tonight. We begin, as we often do, in the Postal Service headquarters located in Washington, D.C.
My dad's a mailman. Sorry, that's why I wooed everybody.
The building is once again, so it's a lot of establishing shots of a drab gray building of dented carpeted hallways of flickering lights and drop ceilings of coffee makers that look like that they were originally built for Cold War bunkers, until we arrive at the briefing room in which T-Cell has been once again called. Everyone is seated around the table as Ms. Green makes her way into the room. Good morning, agents. I hope you've had a chance to rest and relax after our last training session. Anybody need some coffee or some donuts?
That would be lovely.
Then you probably should think of that the next time and bring some for everybody when you get the call. All right, Tango?
I drink your coffee, Tango.
I drink your coffee. I drink it right up.
All right. So
Thanks, Tower.
That's a Daniel Day-Lewis reference, everybody.
I get it. Yeah.
all right. Mr. Dadler, if you would be so kind as to start the briefing slide deck. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is your office resource audit training orientation. My name is Ms. Broccoli. I have a background in accounts receivable. I always like to kick off these briefings with a little inspirational quote. If you could flip to the next slide, please. Even the hardest puzzles have a solution.
Unless it's an audit.
What do you mean by that?
Sorry, that was Tawny.
Sometimes
Okay.
the solution is there is no solution, Tawny.
Sometimes it's a very interesting reflection of sometimes the best way to win a game is not to play.
Working for a nonprofit means we're always being audited.
I wonder if that's why Rob chose this as a title. Like, let's get the horror kicked off early, shall we? All right, Mr. Dather, the next slide, please. Now, has anyone heard of a thing called Reddit?
Yep.
Well, there is apparently a subreddit that is called r/appholes. That is a collection. It's a place where app programmers, modders, and hackers can talk shop. Essentially, it's a hobbyist board of something. We detected some HGK in some of the posts there. And as it happens, they're connected to an earlier NATO. So
what is an HGK?
Also,
NATO.
NATO, like North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or
I'm sorry. That's my fault. Sometimes I forget how long you have been members of this organization. NATO is short for Night at the Opera, which is what we like to call these little gatherings that we call you in for. As for HGK, well, that's interesting because I don't know if you have dealt with HGK before. That's short for hypergeometric keywords. In dealing with the things that we deal with, there is a certain aspect of it that my superiors have classified as hypergeometry, which to the untrained observer, you might call it magic or some sort of supernatural element. But the organization believes that it is simply application of a type of advanced mathematics that most people don't understand. The problem with hypergeometry is that the human brain isn't entirely wired to understand it, and prolonged exposure to hypergeometry tends to cause mental damage to people. So therefore, this is one of the reasons why the organization brought this to our attention. And as a matter of fact, the keywords that were detected were first discovered by T-Cell, as I recall, because you discovered them on the when you took your trip to Tampa and met with the Bernier family.
What words were those?
We'll get there. The specific phrase that got called out by my supervisors, I believe it was "Jos oth eine klad ikapile."
Is
I
that
do recall
German?
that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the report that you gave to us, we had that first keyword flagged, and it turned up in the Reddit posts of a user called Just Some SUM Ha 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 Guy.
Very clever.
We were able to do a little more identity seeking, and we were able to discover his real identity, which is Mr. Dadler. The next slide, please. Danny Latham, as you can see pictured here. He was born on August 16th, 1995, aka Just Some Guy. He's a recent graduate of the Boston University Computer Science program. And he currently lives with his parents in Lexington, Massachusetts. His father, Anthony, is an investment banker, and his mother, Kathy, is a school teacher. Once we figured out who he was, we were able to track down a YouTube channel that he runs and maintains. It's apparently it's filled with a lot of videos on how to maintain smartphones and tablets and things of that nature, as well as do something called jailbreaking. That sounds illegal. What is that? Since you all are clearly technically more apt than I am.
I have definitely never jailbroken anything.
So
Ever.
you know how sometimes companies only let you do certain things with your products?
Uh-huh.
This makes it so you can do other things with those products.
So is that legal?
Sure.
No.
Well, there seems to be a difference of opinion between you, Teaspoon, and Trip.
It's a
Probably
gray
on the
area.
same level as pirating a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those things that were we say an organization filled with federal employees we might be upset about.
Fun fact. apparently it is completely legal. It will just void your warranty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wait, seriously?
Thank
Yeah.
you, Tower.
well, that's how. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, if the company wants to charge you to fix their stuff, they don't want you to learn how to do it yourself. I mean, it's like how nobody wants to teach a woman how to change her own oil, because if you learn how to do it, then you don't go into the garage and get condescended to by the mechanics there.
Miss Green.
Always a good time.
Always worldly examples. Thank you.
Look, if I had a nickel for every time a man at a garage looked at me like I, was a lost deer in the forest, I wouldn't have to keep working for the government. So, now, the interesting thing about these videos, and I'm not going to link to them here, but if you feel the need to check those out for supplemental material, is that Mr. Latham repeats these phrases in the videos, and it's very much a non sequitur kind of situation. It's not like it's not like he's talking about occult things or something like that. He just sort of drops them in there, which is a little disturbing to view, which is why we don't have the videos directly here for you, because one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that these hypergeometric keywords don't get into hands of people who don't understand how to use them. Let's go to our next slide, please. Genius is another word for magic, and the whole point of magic is that it is inexplicable. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Let's go to our next slide, please. What we want you to do, T-Cell, is we want you to proceed to Lexington, Massachusetts. We want you to interview the Latham family. We want you to follow up on where Danny learned these keywords. And as always, neutralize and contain all vectors. Do not attempt to use the keywords. None of you have had the proper training or background to be able to understand HGK, and if you do, you're playing with fire. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Folks who mess with that sort of stuff are the kind of people who burn out of this organization, and sometimes I mean that literally. The other thing to be aware of here is to be very careful about your approach. Now, you've played enough of these scenarios that I don't necessarily have to give you a lead in all the time, but you should be aware that this is not, despite the argument of the legality of jailbreaking, as far as we know, Danny Latham has done nothing wrong legally. So to go in there with, flashing your badges and, claiming some sort of investigation like that probably isn't going to fly. As a matter of fact, you'll probably just scare him off as well as his family.
Especially if his father's an investment banker.
That's right. So I will leave your approach to your discretion, but I just wanted to give you that tip that we don't necessarily have a crime investigation cover like we do in a lot of these for this particular situation.
How large is his YouTube following?
Not that large. It seems like he's got a couple hundred subscriptions from what we were able to pull together. It looks like it's mostly friends and family.
So fangirling would be a bad option.
But
I'm sorry.
But being recruiters from an entertainment company who are interested in his YouTube channel would be a completely another matter.
Or a tech company.
I am learning all sorts of interesting vocabulary words today. What is fangirling?
Oof.
A little hard to
Did I-
explain.
I'm
It
I'm
It's not
here.
really
I'm
relevant.
as
It's not really relevant to the.
I think it's entirely relevant. Please
You
explain.
can get an example
we-
if you mention Ringo Starr or Sylvester Stallone.
What was the scariest part of last session? Well, we had to explain to Miss Green what fangirling. It's just going to be an hour of Miss Green. Like, there's a deleted scene of an hour of Miss Green just clicking through Urban Dictionary and being like, "Oh my god!"
Let's harken
What?
back to fanzines when Kaspak was a very popular Spurk was a very popular thing that was going on in the Star Trek community. Let's just real go far back here.
Okay.
Spurk.
I was going to suggest that we could even potentially, if we're going to stay on the federal level, pretend to be coming up with something to do with technology software and how to make it more attainable and compatible between each other instead of this weird thing where all of the technology companies are making everything only work with their own crap. We could also do that. There's specific words for this that I
Oh,
don't know.
so coming up
Cross
with
compatibility.
cross compatibility standards.
Yes, that.
That sounds
Could-
fine to me.
We could be IT guys from Silicon Valley with a startup.
I'm
and
going to be
offer him-
completely honest, Tower. I know nothing about technology besides what I do on my
Would it
phone.
You
Be a
know
bad idea.
the
to go
technology of the
s-
body.
To go
That's fair.
semi-direct and pretend we're with that weird magazine that we met the person from.
The paranormal.
Last case.
Phenomenex.
Oh,
Phenomenex.
And just go direct with it to try to get the information faster without dancing around it.
What
Unless
if he
he's
doesn't
trying
know
to-
what if he doesn't know he's been saying it?
Oh.
He can watch his own videos.
Right. But what
To
if every
edit.
Does
time
he?
But what if every time he sees it, it doesn't register in his brain? So he may
I'm
not
just
even
worried
know
that we're
he's
going to
saying
get
it.
there and spend 2 hours dancing around trying to get the information when we could just go direct head on.
Are we gonna have a Holy
Tidings.
Grail scene where it's like we keep saying it and they're like, stop saying.
Tidings, I think actually that might be if I were going out in the field with you, that's the approach that I might take. Phenomenex has been a stalking horse for our organization for many, many, many years. It's something that is easy. It's a cover that's easy to set up. It's very flexible, and it doesn't really. The only downside is that if you need to escalate things, then it becomes hard to explain why suddenly everybody has a gun and starts shooting.
Or we take the Indiana Jones route in being very bad at what our actual job is supposed to be, but really good adventurers adjacent to what our job is supposed to be.
Jordan, I am so sad at you right now.
What? He's a bad
Are you saying that Indiana
archaeologist.
Jones is a good
Indiana Jones is my
professor?
favorite movie. Is literally
I
my
love
favorite
him.
movie.
Professor, but is he a good professor?
Or not
No.
even a professor, an archaeologist. He's not a good archaeologist. either.
Archaeology was one of the first things that as a kid I was like, I want to be like an archaeologist, and then I read it and I'm like, nah,
This
never
is
mind.
not what Indiana
Not
Jones
what
made me think it
I
was.
thought I was going to be
Where
swinging.
are all the whips?
Yeah, it's going to be swinging across stuff. Well, seems like unless there are any other questions, let's end with our last inspirational quote, if you would please. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Good luck, agents, and we'll see you back here when you're done. So, how are you going? It's time for the classic. Okay, TMP, file down your plans to 2 of them, and let's figure out which one you're going to do.
I mean, first I think we should make a pool on who's gonna say that phrase that we're not supposed to say. My money's on Ethan.
My money's on Sarah.
What?
I actually was going to ask if on our way down, if I can put in headphones and watch the YouTube videos on my phone.
Oh, sure.
Roll for
Yeah,
sanity.
I'd join you with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want to know what we're coming up against too, because if are we gonna go straight up with them and be Phenomen X, or are we going to go pretend to be like YouTube recorders or some bullshit?
I
My
don't have a
vote is
problem with
Phenomen X.
I don't have a problem with Phenomen X. I mean,
Okay.
we are going to lie about who we are no matter what. So no
Yeah.
matter what, our
I was going to
guns
say-
And Phenomen
eventually
X
being
gives us
drawn.
the cover of being just like a weird group of
Yeah.
weird people.
Right.
I was going to say, I love that your straight up plan is lying about being part of a different organization.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, oh,
To
that
be
works
fair,
well. Like,
That's Delta Green.
I'm the archaeologist specialist. You know.
You guys should
I'm-
probably figure out
yeah.
what your fake names are.
Julie Ryder.
Rana Depp.
Michael Bolton.
Melis Andel.
You guys are terrible at this. You are so awful.
Mandy
at this.
Patink.
This is why I don't let you name your boats anymore.
Hey, we went really good with that. Scafosi me Scafos.
That was great.
I'll be
Boat
Sonia
Facebook?
Fox. I'll be Sonia Fox. That'll be my character. That'll be my Phenomen X character name. Sonia Fox.
You can just call me Scully.
Scully.
right.
Question.
Yes.
How are we traveling there, and can I smuggle my book in order to write the phrase in the book to
I'm
try to
assuming since
research?
it's Massachusetts, it's close enough for a road trip.
Okay.
You could either take a short flight, or probably take the train. Either way, you're able to take your book.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to research the phrase to see if it's in there.
It's not in there. Do you write the phrase in the book?
Mm-hmm. I sure do,
Okay.
because it's been a weird acting book, and I'm gonna try to see if it Tom riddles me what the answer to what it is.
Tom, riddle me this.
It's gonna make words appear, because that's apparently what it does.
Harvey
So-
Dent. Can we trust him?
Yeah.
Okay. So as everybody is like, I'd like to we have an action packing montage of everybody getting ready to go, except for Agent Tripp, who writes the words in her strange hungry book.
And under the words, I write a question mark.
Okay. The words disappear slowly but surely.
What about the question mark?
The question mark spreads out into what looks to be a name.
Oh.
The name is...
I'll just crack this case right here, guys.
Yeah, she calls up, guys, I gotta go. Tube Visser.
That does not
He-
sound like a name.
Tuebevissser.
He is a German DJ.
Actually, a quick Google
Sounds like an anagram to me.
Which I do.
Actually-
I Google it.
a quick Google shows that he was a Dutch mathematician in the 1920s.
Dutch
Nice.
math magician, German DJ. Same diff.
So close. You were like this close. By the way, Donna, go ahead and give me a sanity roll, please.
What? I thought I was going to get away with that scot-free.
Nope.
No. Never thought I was going to get away with that scot-free.
You breathe, roll sanity.
I rolled a 17 under
Okay.
51.
Somehow this does not bother you. You because this happens with the hungry book all the time, is you write something in it and those words get eaten and new words appear.
It's normal now.
Maybe a little bit to you. Surely that's fine. That's not bad.
Yeah.
For those of you who decide to watch the channel, there are about like 24 videos, and most of them are fairly normal YouTube videos. I mean, they're very, what's up? I'm just some guy, and I've got my hands on the new iPhone. Let's see what it can do, and then let's see what it can really do. And he talks about being able to, okay, so what, like how to, unlock or how to put different apps on there that you can't get through the store. He does a couple of videos on how to put the Google Play Store onto the Amazon Fire. And then his last 2 videos are, but as the videos progress, something weird starts to happen in them.
Stop saying like, comment, and subscribe.
Shit. He's like, I have enough subscriptions. Do not subscribe anymore. I have achieved the ultimate number.
I mean, this is a math thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted.
I have 3.14 followers. Stop.
Moral of the story, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
So the first time it happens is actually during the video that he is talking about the Google Play Store on the Amazon Fire. And he's sitting there talking, and he says, okay, so so the APK files are going to be stored under docs, local storage tab, download, and then you're gonna just tap on every file that you have downloaded, all the ones that I told you to download, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna install all the files. Now, technically this is going to void your warranty, and as you click through the videos moving forward from that, each one has at least one moment where that phrase just kind of leaks out of him.
What's the date on the first one?
About a week ago.
Oh, he pushes out videos pretty
Oh.
quick.
Clearly, he doesn't edit them.
No, wait, I'm sorry. About yeah, like 10 days, a week ago, thereabouts.
Well, it should have a. So
Yeah, I'm saying the first one where that happens is about
10 days ago.
About
How
10
long ago was our last mission? Just for
about 2 weeks.
So the last mission was 2 weeks, and the mission with the Bernier family.
That was about a month ago.
Okay. Cool.
It's like you're getting consistently called in to do missions every 2 weeks or so. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird coincidence.
Wow. Crazy.
Is
I
there
nuts.
any
wonder if
correlation with-
mathematically that has any
with-
significance.
Timestamps on when it happens during the video?
No. It just, at some point during the video, he blurts it out, or he gets out, like the first couple of videos where it starts happening from about a week ago, it's usually like 1 or 2 words, but as the videos progress, the more words come out. And actually the last video, he actually says it, like by the time you get to the final video, which was about 3 days ago, he actually says it like 3 times within the video.
The full phrase.
Does
Uh,
anything
so-
strange happen?
Does he
when
seem
does that?
distressed? Yeah.
He doesn't seem to notice.
Okay.
Told y'all.
If I
Everybody who's watched the video, go ahead and give me a sanity check.
What? I failed it by 1 point.
Ooh, girl, made it.
Got 52 out of 51.
21. Blackjack.
9.
Right.
I got 61 under my 70.
Okay,
Oh, so I'm the only
so-
one that failed. That's great. Jordan's yeah, that's great.
Jordan, you take 4 points of sanity loss.
Ooh,
Well, that's
damn.
not too bad. I'm only at 47 now.
Ironically, that is exactly what I rolled, a 47.
Okay. Donna is gonna do.
Do you know? Actually, here is why you take a sandy loss, Donna.
Mm,
That last video where he says the phrase 3 times. At the end of the 3rd phrase, you realized while watching the video that you have been mouthing the words alone whenever he says
Oh.
them.
Betrayal doesn't pay.
And
do
this
you think that
wasn't
has
from writing
anything to
it in
do
the
with it?
book. This isn't from writing it in the book. This is from just watching the video, like all of you suckers.
This is totally different.
This is
Shut up, you
unrelated.
shut up.
Now I'm gonna start saying it.
You've been emotionally compromised. You need to be taken off the mission.
Actually, I think after you realize that, then you kind of look around like, oh shit, did anyone hear me say that?
Did anybody hear me say that? Did I
I
say
don't know,
it out
you're gonna-
loud?
Do we want to make
don't-
alertness rolls?
Do you? You don't know.
Shit.
I mean, it's not like you're paranoid or anything.
I made
thanks,
my
Rob.
alertness roll.
Good for you. You're very alert. You are
Oh.
able to notice when the flight attendant comes back with more peanuts.
I'm gonna really Google this Dutch mathematician guy so that I can like slyly drop in, oh, this seems related, guys. I was just like Googling these one at a time just to see if anything popped up.
I
And
didn't
you know,
know. I was just, there I was hanging out with all my Dutch mathematician fanboys, and
it
I
was
just
on like the 56th page of Google. You know, nobody ever goes there. So
there I was on the Sexy Prime Number Reddit, and I just happened to notice that. Okay. Go ahead and let's see.
roll a Google check.
What does
Google check. Yeah.
Dutch mathematician fun facts fall under in the?
Why not computer science?
Computer science?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Oh, that's more like
first aid. First aid. I think we can do first aid. I'm aiding me first.
Nice try on that one, though.
That's like when Tony is like, I could use my human to punch this guy, right?
What-
Because I know how he's feeling and where to punch him.
Would it be search?
Exactly.
Because she did a Google search.
So you want to Google and casually, like, basically want to make a
Look it
show
up.
of like, I am Googling this thing now and not from before. To
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
okay, that's fine. Is anyone else doing anything on the trip into Boston?
Sleeping.
Can I run Danny Latham through like ViCap and just, check out, he got anything else sketchy going on? or-
Might be a good idea to maybe ViCap his parents.
Yes. Also, definitely Pops, the investment banker. Because
I don't know. His mom's a school teacher, and when you're surrounded by kids all the time, I
Man,
what could you get?
Yeah, you might get a little annoyed and then decide to take a year off of teaching as opposed to being an investment banker where you just suck the economy dry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's true.
Ooh.
for
That's
fun.
fair. That's totally fair, sir.
Capitalism. Yay.
I'm just saying she could have like a witchy kid in her class that brought like an actual spell book to school.
I mean,
Jordan.
okay, who hasn't accidentally done that before? Okay,
Exactly.
you know,
Okay,
just
so
don't know.
so VICAP doesn't pull up anything on anyone in the Latham family. So no outstanding
Snap.
warrants, no nothing like that. But other than that, let's cut to the Latham home. Now, Lexington, Massachusetts is a fairly posh suburb of Boston. So you arrive at a fairly nice house in the burbs to talk to the Lathams. Now, just so we are clear here, it sounded like you guys are going with the Phenomenex.
It fits our
cover story.
needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can we stop at a pawn shop so I can pick up an old camera?
I also
You
wore a
fucking
graphic
nerd.
t-shirt under a blazer just
Okay.
to really sell it.
Okay. You get up various bits and pieces of disguisey things like that. All right. So who is knocking on the door?
Not it.
Also,
I
not it.
talk
Alice.
good.
Teaspoon. Oh, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Great.
That's why I
It's-
grabbed a camera.
So weird that Tony is playing a character that actually has the mechanics to back up her talk good.
That's why I did it on purpose this time.
Okay. Bing bong. A woman answers the door. She is dressed. Actually, she's dressed in like leisure wear, like athleisure wear. Just very like she doesn't look like she was expecting any visitors. She looks like she kind of just rolled out of bed.
Me on a Sunday.
How late in the day is it?
It's like 1.
Okay.
What day of the week is it? Is it like a Sunday?
No, it's probably it's a Friday. It's like Friday afternoon.
So she was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Does this look like Kathy, who I'm assuming Ellis has VICAP'd?
Yes, you recognize this as Kathy Latham.
Okay.
It could just be a day off. It's Friday. It happens all the time.
Could be. But is it?
Is it summer
Yes,
vacay?
can I help you?
Hi, yes. I was hoping to speak with Danny.
Who are you?
I would be more comfortable letting Danny know that.
I think it's okay if we tell her.
We're reporters, journalists, you understand, for a very well-regarded magazine
And internet website.
and website, but mostly the magazine.
Tony, can you come here? And you hear motion from behind the door, and Tony Latham appears. The door opens up fully, and now they're both saying it. Tony at least looks like he's got more like a button-down shirt. Like he's more at least dressed.
Businessman on a weekend.
Yeah, he's more businessman on a weekend. Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I was looking to speak with Danny.
Please?
It's actually like really important.
Are you friends of his?
Not yet, but we'd like to be.
I
That
shake
was
my head.
creepy. That was creepier than it sounded.
We're reporters. We're here to ask him about all the cool stuff that he does on YouTube.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but he's dead.
What?
He committed suicide a couple days ago.
Oh no.
Do
And
they see?
that is where we end our first act.
But
That didn't come up on VICAP?
but the
It's not a violent crime.
Yeah.
VICAP is not all data information about everybody everywhere. It's also
guess
fairly
The criminal record.
yeah, it's criminal record
gross.
stuff.
Shit.
So
Connie's
shit.
cabin all over again.
we will come back for our next episode to see how T-Cell deals
Yeah.
with that particular
Enjoy
twist.
waiting a week.
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.